Hello students, today we will discuss Phong model of illumination. In this we cover topics ambient light, diffuse reflection, specular reflection and Phong model of illumination. Components of light. The light consists of three components and the three components are ambient light, diffuse reflection and specular reflection. And to study the effect of light, we have to study the effect of these three components individually. अगर हमें लाइट के इफेक्ट को स्टडी करना है तो इन तीनों कंपोनेंट्स के इफेक्ट को अलग अलग स्टडी करना होगा. ओके, एंड कंबाइनिंग द इफेक्ट्स ऑफ दीज कंपोनेंट्स वी गेट द इफेक्ट ऑफ लाइट. फ्रॉम द फिगर यू कैन सी दैट द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ लाइट इज इक्वल टू इंटेंसिटी ऑफ एम्बिएंट लाइट प्लस इंटेंसिटी ऑफ डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन प्लस इंटेंसिटी ऑफ स्पेकुलर रिफ्लेक्शन. तो intensity of all the three components when combined together makes intensity of light. Okay, to study the interaction of light we have to study the effect of all the three components individually, and then combining the effects of these components we actually get the effect of light. The Phong model uses these three components of light in determining the intensity of light from the object. Ambient light. कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट दो तरीके से लाइट रिसीव करता है. वन इज डायरेक्ट सोर्स ऑफ लाइट, अदर इज इनडायरेक्ट सोर्स ऑफ लाइट. डायरेक्ट सोर्स ऑफ लाइट के एग्जाम्पल है सन, एलईडी लैम्प, टॉर्च एक्सेट्रा. दीज आर द डायरेक्ट सोर्स ऑफ लाइट. एंड इनडायरेक्ट सोर्स ऑफ लाइट, द लाइट रिफ्लेक्टेड फ्रॉम अदर ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन द इन्वायरमेंट. हमारे आसपास जो ऑब्जेक्ट्स हैं they also reflect light and that is also received by the objects. So this is an example of indirect source of light. If you see in the figure, object A is receiving direct light from the bulb and receiving indirect light from the object B through reflection. Okay, if an object receives only indirect light, such light is called ambient light. वो लाइट जो हमें इनडायरेक्ट रिसीव होती है फ्रॉम द अदर ऑब्जेक्ट्स इन द एनवायरनमेंट, दैट लाइट इज कॉल्ड एम्बिएंट लाइट. ओके, सिंस द लाइट रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम अदर ऑब्जेक्ट्स come from all the directions, therefore the directions of ambient light is not fixed. It comes from all the directions, and it is also assumed that this is यूनिफॉर्म, दैट इज लाइट रिसीव फ्रॉम ऑल द अदर ऑब्जेक्ट इन द सराउंडिंग इज यूनिफॉर्म. यूनिफॉर्म मीन्स अगर हम ऑब्जेक्ट की पोजीशन चेंज कर दें तो जो एम्बिएंट लाइट रिसीव हो रही है वो सेम रहेगी. इट विल नॉट चेंज बाय चेंजिंग द पोजीशन ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट. द लाइट रिसीव्ड थ्रू इनडायरेक्टेड सोर्सेज, दैट इज एम्बिएंट लाइट, इज यूनिफॉर्म as well as it receives from all the directions. Okay, so there is no fixed directions where you are receiving the ambient light. Okay, and how much ambient light is reflected from the object, it is defined by the object to object, and this is calculated using the equation given IAMB is equal to Ka multiplied by Ia. So Ia is the ambient light received by the object, K is the ambient reflection coefficient of the material. This value is dependent on material, it differs from material to material, and the reflected ambient light is IAMB. So to calculate the reflected ambient light, we have to multiply Ka to Ia. The value Ka represents the material property of an emitted object and its ranges from 0 to 1. Okay, if the value of K is 0, then the IAMB becomes 0. It means no light is reflected, all the light received is absorbed, and if it is 1, all the light received is reflected. Okay, so this is the ideal case that all the light received gets reflected. Okay, so this is the equation through which we can calculate how much ambient light is reflected from the surface of the object. Reflection of light. When a ray of light approaches a smooth surface and the night ray bounces back, it is called reflection of light. We all know what is reflection. When a ray of light hits the surface, it gets reflected. And if we draw a perpendicular at the point on the surface where the incident ray hits the surface, that perpendicular is called normal. And the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection according to the law of reflection. So this is the most important property of law of reflection, that angle of incidence must be equal to angle of reflection. Okay. Now, what is the difference between diffuse reflection and specular reflection? Okay. So you can see in the figure, the left side figure represents the specular reflection and the right side figure is showing the diffuse reflection. In specular reflection, the reflected rays are parallel to one another. You can see in the picture, the reflected rays are shown by the red arrow and the incident rays are shown by the blue arrow. The incident rays are all parallel, hits the surface of the object and gets reflected, and the property of specular reflection is that the reflected ray will be parallel to one another after reflection. But this is not the case in the diffuse reflection. You can see in the picture, the reflected rays are not parallel to one another. This is because the surface is rough. Okay. In the next slide, you will see how this occurs. The specular reflection is also called regular reflection. Parallel rays remain parallel after reflection. Okay. In diffuse reflection, parallel rays do not remain parallel after reflection, as you can see in the picture. Now, why does a rough surface diffuse a beam of light? Because the surface is rough, and since the surface is rough, the different points of the surface have different orientation. When an incident ray hits the surface at a point whose orientation is different from the other point, then the reflected ray will not be parallel. You can see in the picture, there we have taken 5 points A, B, C, D and E. Okay. The blue lines are representing the incident ray and red arrow are representing the reflected ray, and the black line is representing the normal. All the 5 rays are following the law of reflection. That is, for all the 5 rays, incident angle is same as reflected angle. But since the rays hitting the point at different orientation, ये रेज जिस पॉइंट पे सरफेस को हिट कर रहे हैं वो सारे पॉइंट्स का जो ओरिएंटेशन है वो अलग अलग है. दैट्स वाई द रिफ्लेक्टेड रे आर नॉट पैरेलल टू वन अनदर. दिस इज द प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन. कोई भी सरफेस जो हमें स्मूथ दिखाई देता है, जस्ट लाइक पेपर, इट सीम्स स्मूथ, बट अगर आप माइक्रोस्कोप से देखें यू विल फाइंड दैट द सरफेस ऑफ द पेपर इज रफ, इट इज नॉट स्मूथ. Okay. Now let's see diffuse reflection. Here we have to calculate the intensity of diffuse reflection. To find the intensity of diffuse reflection, let's see Lambert's law. This law states that illumination of a surface by a light ray varies as the cosine of the angle of incidence between the normal to the surface and the incident ray. In the picture, you can see that n is the normal to the surface, n is the direction of the incident ray, and theta is the angle between the normal to the direction of incident ray. Okay. And the Lambert's law say that कि जो एंगल है थीटा, अगर ये बढ़ेगा तो जो सरफेस से इल्यूमिनेशन है वो डिक्रीज होगा. इट मीन्स इफ द वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा goes from 0 degree to 90 degree, we know that cos 0 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. Okay. If the theta is 0, it means n और n coincides, दोनों एक डायरेक्शन में आ जाएंगे. दैट इज यू गेट फुल इल्यूमिनेशन. दैट इज द रे आर हिटिंग द सरफेस परपेंडिकुलरली, एंड इफ द थीटा बिकम 90, इट बिकम्स 0. ओके. तो जैसे जैसे थीटा की वैल्यू इंक्रीज होगी, 0 से 90 की ओर बढ़ेंगे, तो जो इल्यूमिनेशन है सरफेस का वो डिक्रीज होगा. ठीक है, इल्यूमिनेशन मीन्स जो चमक है सरफेस की वो कम होती जाएगी। दिस इज द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ लैम्बर्ट्स लॉ एंड द इक्वेशन ऑफ द डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन आई डिफ इज इक्वल टू के डी आई एन कॉस थीटा। तो आई डिफ इज द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द डिफ्यूज लाइट सोर्स, के डी इज द डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन कोफिशिएंट, it is the property of the material, it is different from material to material, and cos theta is the angle between the normal n and the direction of the incident ray, that is L. Okay. A surface is illuminated by a point source only if the angle of incidence is in the range of 0 to 90 degree. अगर 0 से 90 डिग्री के बीच में थीटा की वैल्यू है, then the surface is illuminated. Okay. हाउ मच इल्यूमिनेटेड इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द डिग्री। अगर डिग्री कम होती जाएगी इल्यूमिनेशन बढ़ता जाएगा, डिग्री बढ़ती जाएगी तो इल्यूमिनेशन कम होगा, बट इट विल इल्यूमिनेट इफ द वैल्यू ऑफ थीटा इज बिटवीन 0 to 90। अगर थीटा का वैल्यू 90 से ज़्यादा हो जाएगा तो इट मीन्स इट यू आर बिहाइंड द सरफेस, यू कैन नॉट सी द इल्यूमिनेशन बाय द सरफेस। ओके, नाउ फ्रॉम द फिगर वी हैव टू कंप्यूट द value of cos theta. The value of cos theta can be computed by the dot product of n by n, and putting this in the equation of intensity of diffuse reflection, the I diff is now becomes kd in multiplied by dot product of n dot n, and the kd, that is the diffuse reflection coefficient, its value is 0 to 1, and it is the property of material. Its value is different from material to material. Okay, so this is the equation for calculating the intensity of diffuse reflection. Specular reflection. Specular reflection is a type of reflection described as a mirror-like reflection of light from the surface. In specular reflection, the incident light is reflected into a single outgoing source. So as we have already seen that after reflection, the rays of light are parallel to one another. Okay, it means they are reflecting in a single direction. In case of diffuse reflection, the reflected rays are in the different directions. There is no fixed direction. But in case of specular reflection, after reflection, they are moving in a single direction and are parallel to one another. Okay, if you see the figure where n is representing the normal to the surface, n is the direction of incident light, r is the direction of reflected light, and v is the direction of viewing. From that side we are seeing the object. ठीक है, तो angle of incidence and angle of reflection is same, theta theta, and the viewing angle phi is the viewing angle relative to the r. Okay, so we are viewing the point of the surface from angle alpha, that is phi in this case, and if the phi becomes 0, v coincides with r, that is we are in the direction of reflected ray. In that case we see maximum reflection from the specular reflection, and as the angle of phi increases from 0 to 90, we are seeing less intensity of the light. Okay, so we get maximum intensity when we are in the direction of reflection, that is the angle phi becomes 0. Okay, and how we can calculate intensity of specular reflection? This is by the equation ks in cos to the power ns phi. Okay, where ks is the specular reflection coefficient. It is a materialistic property and it's a constant, and its value is between 0 to 1. It depends upon the material. Okay, and ns is a specular reflection parameter determined by the type of surface. This actually defines the shininess of the material. कि कोई मटीरियल कितना शाइन करेगा, कितना चमकेगा. दिस इज डिसाइडेड बाय द पैरामीटर ns, that is specular reflection parameter. Okay, its value is modern with a large value, say 100 or more, and moves towards 1 for duller surface. जितनी इसकी ज़्यादा वैल्यू होगी उतना ही ज़्यादा जो सरफेस है वो साइन करेगा, और जितना ही इसकी वैल्यू कम होती जाएगी टुवर्ड्स 1 उतना ही सरफेस कम साइन करेगा, डन दिखाई देगा. तो हाउ मच द सरफेस विल साइन, कितना वो सरफेस चमकीला आपको दिखेगा, ये डिपेंड्स ऑन द पैरामीटर ns. ओके, so now the formula becomes cos phi. The cos phi can be calculated as the dot product of V dot R. Okay, then the intensity of specular reflection becomes Ks IL V dot R to the power ns. So this is the formula to calculate intensity of specular reflection. Okay, now how we can calculate R from this figure? If you can see the figure, you can find out that we have to calculate vector R in terms of vector n and n. So what we have to doing, we are projecting n onto the direction of normal vector, and it can be calculated as the dot product of n dot n. So from the diagram we can deduce the equation R plus n is equal to 2n dot n multiplied by n. And from this equation you can derive the value of R is equal to 2n dot n multiplied by n minus n. So this is the formula for calculating the value of R, that is the angle of reflection. Now comes to the Phong model. Since the Phong model uses all the three components of light, that is ambient light, diffuse reflection and specular reflection. Phong reflection is an empirical model of local illumination. What is local illumination? So there is two terms, local illumination and global illumination. When we talk about local illumination, we are talking about direct source of light only. We are not considering the indirect source of light. If we consider also the indirect source of light, then it becomes global illumination. Okay? It describes the way a surface reflects light as a combination of the diffuse reflection of rough surfaces with specular reflection of shiny surfaces. So this model describes the intensity of the surface as a combination of diffuse reflection of rough surfaces as well as the specular reflection of shiny surfaces. That is, it calculates the diffuse reflection from the rough parts of the surface and specular reflection from the shiny parts of the surface and combines both of them to find the intensity of the surface. It is based on the Phong's informal observation that shiny surfaces have small intense specular highlights, while dull surfaces have large highlights that fall off more gradually. It is the Phong's observation that shiny surfaces have small highlights. Highlights means bright spots. If you see the figure in this from the right side of, you see the bright spots on the surface. These bright spots are the result of specular reflection, because all the lights are reflected in a single direction, and if you view from that direction, you will see a spot that is highly illuminated points. Okay. This model also includes ambient terms to account for the small amount of light that is scattered throughout the entire scene. This also considers ambient light, but its contribution is very, very small. Okay. You can see the figure of the Phong model. Object is given and we have calculated intensity of all the three components: ambient component plus intensity of diffuse component plus intensity of specular component, and when we combine all these, we get Phong reflection. Okay. So you can see from the diagram how this model works. It calculates the intensity of ambient component, that is fixed, and it calculates the intensity of diffuse component. It is calculated for the rough surfaces of the object, and then it calculates the specular reflection of the surface that are smooth, and when we combine all the three intensities, we get the Phong reflection. Now, how we calculate the intensity of Phong reflection? For a single source of light, अगर source of light एक है, in that case the intensity will be I ambient plus I diffuse plus I specular. और तीनों इक्वेशंस इंटेंसिटी के हम ऑलरेडी देख चुके हैं, उन तीनों इक्वेशंस की वैल्यू के आप पुट करेंगे तो वी कैन गेट द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ Phong रिफ्लेक्शन. इफ द सोर्स ऑफ लाइट इज मोर, मतलब एक से अधिक सोर्स ऑफ लाइट हैं, इन दैट केस द intensity of ambient component is fixed KAIA, and we have to calculate the intensity of diffuse reflection and specular reflection for every source of light and take the summation. तो जितने सोर्स ऑफ लाइट हैं, हर एक सोर्स ऑफ लाइट के लिए हमें इंटेंसिटी ऑफ डिफ्यूज रिफ्लेक्शन और इंटेंसिटी ऑफ स्पेकुलर रिफ्लेक्शन कैलकुलेट करना है, और फिर सभी सोर्स ऑफ लाइट के दोनों इंटेंसिटी डिफ्यूज प्लस इंटेंसिटी स्पेकुलर रिफ्लेक्शन को हमें सम करना है, एंड देन वी गेट द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ Phong रिफ्लेक्शन. So this is the formula given by the Phong model to calculate the intensity of the surface of an object. So in this video we have learned what is ambient light, what is diffuse reflection, what is specular reflection, and how these components can be used by the Phong model to compute intensity of the surface. Hope you will be able to understand these concepts. Please like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.